Hi, everyone. All right, we're live. I'm whispering. I don't know why. Maybe because it's quiet around here. How's it going today? Pulling up the comments so that we can interact during the live. There we go. Got Facebook. Now YouTube. Smiling. Deep breath. All right, guys. We've got quite an update today. Okay, great. We've got some people watching already. I'm going to pop those comments up. Make sure that's working. Hello, Marcus. Oh. That's so weird. It's on my preview, it says that you said hi, Lynn, but then it popped up there. What you are doing here is so fantastic. Oh. Alrighty. Let's see what's going on. Oh my gosh, you guys, I don't know what's going on with the comments. It's just going to keep putting up what Marcus said another time. Oh no. Well, let's give this a shot anyway. Here we go. Oh, well, it doesn't want to show me today, does it? Oh my, all sorts of issues today. I apologize. I was trying to do some updates right before I went live. That's a big no-no in the live streaming community. For shame on me. So we'll get through this together. The good news is I've got tons of content to go over today. So if I can't pull up your comments on screen, I can sure still see them. And let's see. That was last time. I think it was. Let's see if it's still happening. Yep. I don't know. I think that was from last time. We'll just keep putting that up every time. I need a little boost over here. I regret to tell you guys the foster kids are no longer with us. I mean, I guess not regret, but I have a full update of start to finish what it's like to foster, but that's the exciting part. Don't worry, it is not a bad thing. It is a good thing that they went home. Now, keep in mind, I can't give you a lot of details about the actual case, but what I'm going to do is share our experience of fostering, and maybe it'll inspire you or answer some questions or just kind of, have you, I don't know, you like listening to me talk and I'll keep talking. That's kind of what we're here for. So hi, Christy. Hi, Mom. Hi, Marcus. Thanks so much for tuning in. I might be having issues with comments today, but like I said, I can see them. And if you're watching in the replay, thanks so much. And don't be afraid to leave a comment afterwards. I do see those. And even though I don't always reply or comment back or like I do like them, but I don't push the little heart next to them. I do see them. I do see them every time. The weird thing is like they come through to me as an email and then I read them there and then I don't like log in and go and, reply to them on Facebook or YouTube. So, okay, there's already questions coming in, and okay, let's start from the beginning. So last week I was kind of frazzled. Do you like my little new bangy thingies too? Here, they look. I don't know how they're coming across on screen, but they're super cute in person. I've got my ponytail in, and then these new little bangs I just got added in. I'm not sure. I'm getting used to them. I think I look a little elfy, but I'm okay with that. So last week I was a little frazzled because we had full house here. We had the foster girls here, and we also had Paul and Kelly were visiting with their little boys, and Bert was making some spaghetti for everybody, and it was amazing. So I did a quick update to let you know that we had foster placements. I answered a few questions about them, and then I kind of left you hanging with all the other good juicy stuff that you want to know. So my dad's saying focus. I am focusing. Okay. The let's kind of rewind just in case you missed what happened. So we were on our way to a concert on Friday night, not this past Friday, but the Friday before, and got a call from DCFS asking if we would take 4 kids, and we said, well, we're only licensed for 3, and they said, how would you do with taking 2, and then we can put 2 in one home and 2 in the other. Fine. We agreed to this, but said, we won't be home till 2 a.m. They said, okay, we'll drop them off in the morning. Now, to me and Bert, we thought morning meant, oh, we're going to go to bed and wake up. And when we wake up, that's when these kids will be showing up. No, that's not what they meant. They meant, we'll see you at 2 in the morning, because that's when you're available. But they actually showed up at 1:20 a.m. Luckily, we had just gotten home a few minutes before that. So we came from a Green Day concert where our ears were still ringing because we were like right there next to the speakers, and it was amazing. We rocked out hard. We knew the kids were coming, so I have gotten the question from a few people: did you have anything to drink, Lynn? Were you guys drunk from the concert? No, we had an adult beverage before the show, but during the concert, we did not have any alcohol or actually anything. We had some water and a drink before the show, and that was it. So when we got home, chugged some water, and we were ready for bed. And then all of a sudden I got the text that they're there. So these girls are, we thought that they'd be tired and scared and shy and everything. No. At 1:20 in the morning, they were excited. They were excited to see our house, to explore, to ask us questions, to tell us about their day, because they had been with DCFS for, but my gosh, by that point, probably close to, if I had to estimate, maybe 8 to 10 hours. So they had been waiting all day to find out where they'd be sleeping that night. We took them in and filled out the paperwork. So while I was sitting with the case investigator, the person who brought them with, usually it's an investigator or a caseworker that will drop them off. Well, I filled out all the paperwork, and being the first time, I knew, because they've drilled it into our head, don't let them leave without getting the 906, which is the form that basically says, that we're their foster parents, and it has their information on it. So if we need to take them to a doctor or anything, that's the form we always need to have. That form will get us a lot of places, but it does not mean we are the guardians. Still, the state is still the guardian of the child once they're taken into DCFS. So we filled out that form. What I didn't get, and what I now know, so here's first teachable moment if you are a foster family or thinking about fostering, or if it's going to be your first time fostering, make sure you also get a medical card. This is a card that should come for each child. So in case you need to go to the emergency room or go to a doctor's appointment or whatever it is, this is to show that they're covered through the DCFS program. And I believe it's a version of Medicaid, but it is a very specific thing to the foster kids. I didn't get that. I didn't know to ask for that until we were trying to get the girls to wind down, and one of them is kind of going like this at the TV screen. I'm like, I know that look. I know that look. I used to do that in school when I couldn't see the board before I realized I needed glasses. So I go to her, I go, are you having trouble seeing the screen? And she goes, yeah, I can't see, it's blurry. I'm like, well, do you wear glasses? Yeah, I normally wear glasses. Well, where are they? Well, they're being fixed at the eye doctor. Oh my God, guys. I was like, oh no, we need to figure this out real quick. This poor kid, she can't see. So I run upstairs. Now, I've been wearing glasses since like 4th, 5th grade. And I keep my old ones. Don't know why, but now I do. Luckily, it helped her. So she wore my glasses, and then the next day I started making calls to the supervisor. The investigator who dropped them off was heading out on vacation, actually, the very next morning, and said, if you have any questions, call the supervisor. So called the supervisor. She said, can't do much for you on the weekend, but call me on Monday. So over the weekend, I started making calls. I made her eye doctor appointment, and kept calling around until I found one that was, I assumed we would have to pay out of pocket because we didn't have the medical card or anything, and it didn't sound like we were gonna get that. I'm like, I just want to get this girl glasses. So we made the appointment for Monday. Then I found out when we talked to the supervisor again on Monday morning, she said, call America's Best. Now, here's another tip for you, foster parents. America's Best, or anyone that just needs affordable eye care. America's Best will actually do a free eye exam, and also with certain healthcare programs will also give you a free pair of eyeglasses. Now, I'm not talking about like Blue Cross Blue Shield type of thing, but for these kids in the situation with that medical card, if I had that, they would have been eligible for a free pair of eyeglasses. So there's a hot tip for you. That's America's Best, and that's a chain eyeglass company. Great information to know. So the first time I could get in with them was Wednesday. So I canceled the Monday appointments I had because, why pay out of pocket when I can go and get them checked out for free and do the whole thing there, Well, fast forward to Tuesday, Bert and I actually got to attend the court hearing via Zoom. Now, foster parents are invited to all the court hearings, but they are not expected to be there. So we actually, because we had been in touch with the supervisor, got that information, and I'm really glad that we attended because we learned a lot, and I'll cover some of that. But I'm going to kind of jump forward a little bit to close up this little loop with the eyeglasses thing. So this whole time she's been wearing an old pair of my eyeglasses, and at the end of the court hearing, it was determined that the girls are going to go home. That's where they left it. They didn't say how fast or who would be calling who or whatever. So end of Zoom meeting, and then we're like, what's happening now? But what happened was we did get a call a few hours later to confirm that we would actually be dropping the kids off somewhere for a caseworker to pick them up in the morning. So we had them that night. So that was Tuesday night. Wednesday morning, 7 a.m. was the time that we were meeting up with a caseworker to take them back home. So they never got to go to those eye doctor appointments, guys. I made 3 separate sets of eye doctor appointments and canceled all 3 of them. But I am extremely thankful if you are in the eye care industry. I have always had positive experiences with everyone that I've ever called at any eye doctor office. And I want to thank you so much because you make seeing this world so much better. I have had to wear contacts and glasses all my life, and I just, thumbs up to all your eye care providers out there. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so those are the hot 2 tips so far. Now, let's talk about the hearing. This is first of all, if you have questions, like if you're like, Lynn, this part's boring, we want to know this, and this, go ahead and type in your questions into the chat. I will see them. And I'll address those. I can pivot if needed, but I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the hearing because it's a part of the process that was covered in the last segment of our training. All the different people that make up the team that goes into this every case. But I didn't really understand it or wrap my head around it until I saw it. All the people in a court hearing. So you've got a guardian ad litem. Oh God, remember when we used to do these before with the IVF stuff, and I would always pronounce things wrong? Yep, that's what's happening right now too. So they just call it the GAL or the GAL. This is basically the representative for the children. This is their legal representation. Okay, so that person was on the Zoom. Then there's the DCFS legal. Now, I think that they are representing DCFS from a legal standpoint as a whole. They're not specifically assigned to the case, from what I understand, and please correct me if I'm wrong. Then there's also supposed to be the investigator, the person who actually did all the research on why these kids need to be removed or what the reasons are that the home is unsafe. So, unfortunately, our investigator, I mentioned, the one that dropped him off, he was still on vacation for that court hearing. So his supervisor was the one that was assigned to stand in the place. Sadly, she didn't have all the files. Now, before you get angry about this, this is, I don't think that this is normal. I think that this was a very kind of unusual situation. And she did a great job doing her best she was very familiar with the case and everything, and she did her best to represent it. But there was a little bit of a disadvantage without her having all the specifics that the investigator had written down. And I think that was, a little bit kind of played in the favor of the mom, who's there represented by legal counsel that's issued to them by the state. So there's the lawyer or the legal representation for the girls, and then there's a separate legal representation for the parents. And girls, I mean the foster kids. So it was interesting to see. They would have time to go. The only people actually in the courtroom was the parents, the mother, I should say, and then the judge, and then the legal representation for the mother. And she she got to leave the courtroom, talk to her lawyer and stuff. But the tough part is, like, no one gets to talk to the kids. The kids didn't even know we were in the hearing. They're not part of that process. So it's a whole bunch of grown-ups making these decisions. I get it. Kids, I guess, I don't know. I feel bad that the kids don't really have a say. Also, the foster parents don't have much say. The only thing we got to say was identifying who we were at the very beginning of the case. But there was no point, where they said, is there anything you'd like to add to this or anything like that? I think if there was something we wanted to add, I have no idea even where that would fit into the puzzle. But we could have said something, but there was nothing for us to say. There was nothing, no evidence that we had to bring forward for any of this. So, Mark, the kids should have a say. Marcus is saying, showing my comment again, what you are doing here is so fantastic. So that's going to be our go-to comment today, because apparently my comments are broken. And hi, Savita. I see you gave me a little wave. So anyway, the basically the in court. So I've gone over kind of all these people, and then I don't think that there's anyone else that I'm missing. So you've got a lot of grown-ups making these decisions, and what the judge is looking for are 3 criteria. And now I have them written down somewhere, but of course I didn't bring them over here with me. But basically he's looking for proof that the protocols are followed, that it was actually unsafe conditions, and then there's a third one, and I will definitely circle back on this with you guys later, because it is interesting to know, like, what does it take for a kid to be removed from their home, from their family, and placed with strangers, qualified strangers. But yeah, it is the whole process is traumatizing. So what the judge found in the end was that those criteria were not all met, and that may or may not be because the actual legit case files were not present, but listening to the story and listening to what happened, the accounts of, the mom and what the lawyers were presenting and everything, it's not a great environment for the kids, but I also don't think that it was, I don't know. I was like, yeah, hearing all the evidence, I would have agreed with the judge, they should go home, be with their mom, and hopefully, whatever led to it, and I can't go into those details, doesn't happen again. But we got attached to these girls very quickly. At first, it was a huge change. Our normally quiet house with 2 cats turned into a very chatty, full of energy, constant questions, constant changing of activities household. We did a lot. We cooked every meal with them. We encouraged them to go outside. We played with them. We went to the park many times. We went on walks after dinner. We took them to see a Broadway show in the park, which they got bored with. They lasted a half an hour, which I was impressed with. But that they never complained about doing that kind of thing. They said they would give us little indications where we knew, okay, it's time to try something different here. And Bert is making a comment here, never felt like work, and that's 100% true. I think there were little tiny moments along the way going, wow, how long is this gonna, will I be able to keep this up forever? But hindsight, yeah, I could keep it up forever. It's weird going from one routine, quickly switching into another routine where you're caring for other people, and then quickly switching back. And I think because we had such quick changes to do side-by-side comparison, yeah, I miss the routine of taking care of kids. And I am so reassured that this is what we want to be doing. I am really glad we became foster parents. It was an awesome feeling to feel like a mom. It really was. Bert's saying 100%. Marcus is sending some hearts. Thanks, guys. I see your comments. It was really cool to watch the girls try and figure out what to call us. They asked us. They said, "What do you want us to call you?" Well, my name's Lynn. That's Bert, and you can call us whatever you're comfortable with. So they tried different things out. It was really cool. They called us foster mom, foster boy, foster girl. They knew they were in a foster system, and they used those terms, and they didn't seem, I don't know, shy about it or mad about it or anything. In fact, when we shared with them that they'd be going home, I think they had felt that connection with us, and there were tears. We all cried. We all knew that these 4 wonderful days together, were coming to an end a little bit sooner than we expected. We were planning on keeping, we were told originally it would be 1 to 2 weeks, and then we were later told the next day by the supervisor it might be long term, maybe even adoption. And then on Monday or Tuesday, that's when we found out it was literally just going to be those 4 days. So there's another lesson to learn for you foster folks, first timers, or thinking about fostering. Timing. Don't believe anything they say. It could be any amount of time. We talked to another foster couple during this, and they said, yes, this has happened to us many times. They'd been fostering for 1.5 years and said that, this happens. They go to the court case and find out. That first hearing is to find out whether or not they should be sheltered. It's a sheltering case or hearing or something like that. So it's whether or not they should stay in foster or go back home. That's the first hearing. There's many hearings after that if the kids do stay in foster care. And I think that the mom actually does have another hearing like later on. I don't entirely know what that is for, but we're not part of it anymore at that point. Yeah, so oh yeah, Bert is saying, didn't she call me Jacob or something? Yeah, they did give us weird names, like she called me Bangs, which makes sense. Okay, I've got Bangs. She called me Jojo. I don't know what character that was from, but she said I'm like Jojo. She called Bert Jacob. Yeah, I don't, the names they came up with us were pretty funny, and when I heard them the first time they called me foster mom, it made me, like, I had a little smile. That they didn't see it, but I had like a little smile, like, in my heart, to be called mom and to be treated in that kind of a relationship. It was really cool. Yeah, Marcus is laughing about Bangs. Yep, can't get rid of these things. They are who I am. My dad's asking, what happened to your glasses? So I had lots of extra pairs, and honestly never wear the old ones, so I let her keep them. I did write a note to her mom saying, hey, she's wearing my glasses right now. I understand she has glasses at the eye doctor. And I also shared the information about America's Best. So I wrote that in a note, and then I had a separate note that said, the girls were wonderful. Whatever you're comfortable with, I would love to be in touch with them, and included my email address and phone number. Now, okay, put yourself in her shoes, right? She's probably upset, first of all, that this happened. Second of all, maybe, and I'm just thinking how I would feel, maybe embarrassed. Maybe, who is this woman that took care of my kids? Or who are these parents that took care of my kids? Who is this stranger? Like, I don't want them talking to my kids. I get it. But I had a little bit of hope that the girls, because they said, will we ever talk to you again? And I said, well, that's up to your mom. So when you get home, if you want to talk to us, ask your mom and see what she says. So I get it that, the mom probably would say, no, you're never talking to those people again, and try and just keep everything contained in their home. So I had a little hope on Wednesday throughout the day. Like I said, we dropped them off at 7 a.m. And once we hit the point where I'm like, I bet they're home by now. There was a little bit of hope. I kept checking my phone, but there was no calls. So by later that night, I had a real good cry with Bert, like the realization we're not going to hear from them. I figured it was going to happen. It would probably happen, fairly quickly or that night, but it didn't. So, and it definitely has not happened since either. I was on call last week and it was a little bit of torture. Every time my phone rang for a call for work, I was like, oh my God, is this them? But it was never them. And I answered every single call that I've received and have been checking my email nonstop. So, I would love to hear from them someday, and maybe I will. Who knows? Maybe they'll find a way someday. I don't know, but they will always be remembered by me and Bert. And we took a really nice picture together, and we'll actually probably frame that and kind of just keep it with a journal or something so that we always remember them. Because I feel like every kid that we're gonna care for is gonna be special like that. Okay. I really, really hope I'm not oversharing anything. I think I've been good at this. Let's see here. Okay. My dad's asking, have they been in foster care before you? Not really. And I don't, and again, this is one of those things I don't know how much I can share about that, but no, they had not been placed with strangers before. So no. No. I can't go. I'm sorry. I know that there's certain things I'm not supposed to talk about, and that's one of the gray areas. I'm not sure. But great question. That is a great question. Happy to again, guys, if you have more questions about what we did or how they behaved or anything like that, I'm happy to answer that, or how we felt about things. But I think the overall feeling is that it was really cool to be parents for a few days. Getting up and having this, like, okay, sharing my bathroom, because Bert and I have separate bathrooms upstairs, and we always said, okay, well, when we get foster kids, I would just move all my stuff and share a bathroom with Bert, and then the foster kids would have their separate bathroom. Well, that didn't happen right away, and I started slowly moving, like, things into the cabinet and stuff so that, like, it was, like, more organized. And, by Tuesday, we realized we don't have to move everything over right now. The guys, I don't want to share a bathroom with kids. This is one thing I learned. They're not clean with toothpaste or other things, and they don't put caps back on, and I kind of like my bathroom kind of clean. So that was one thing I learned, is kids' bathrooms are gross. Maybe it was just this one case. It wasn't gross, but it just was like, oh, okay, this is not my space anymore. This is our space. Elliot's saying, I don't think anyone tuning in at this point is concerned about you oversharing. I know, Elliot, and but Marcus is right. It's about their privacy, and I do have to be careful. I Googled myself, actually. Have you guys done this anytime recently? If you Google yourself and find, like, I don't know, so all my YouTube videos come up because my channel is still under my name. And I was like, oh boy, I'm pretty easy to find. And plus there's a lot of, like, don't Google me, please. But, like, my information is really easy to find, and I don't like it. So I need to do some scrubbing. I don't know how that happened, how a lot of my information got out there. I mean, might need to change my name soon. Of course, me saying this is probably not great for drawing attention to it. But, what am I going to do? I'll just lock myself in my house and just keep broadcasting to the world my story. Hi, Paul. Thanks for commenting. Yeah, toothpaste skills don't kick in until 25. I think that's true. I think so. Maybe I think might have gotten mine a little early at 24, but yeah, probably 25 is when I learned. Oh, the cap's supposed to go back on. Okay, got it. Note to self, Marcus says, Google Lynn. My dad's asking, how are Bert's toothpaste habits? Bert's actually got great teeth health. He's got one of the water picks, which I'm still old school, flossing, and he's got one of these fancy water picks, and he knows how to contain it all down and everything. And I don't know. He's like, you can use it anytime you want. I'm like, I wouldn't share a toothpaste with you. I'm not going to share a water pick with you. I don't know how they're different, but they are. It's creepy. I don't want to stick that in my mouth. And I know, yeah, sure, we kiss and everything, but it's gross sharing a toothpaste, sharing a toothbrush. Sharing toothpaste is bad enough, it's like still touching the bristles. I don't know. Am I alone on this? Is this weird? Bert's hollering that I stole his toothbrush once, but in a like emergency situation, if you're on vacation and you forgot your toothbrush, okay, then I will share it. But it's going to be really gross, and I'll probably be gagging the whole time. But at least my teeth will be clean until the next morning when I can buy my own. Oh my god, yeah, Paul, I'm flexing on all of you guys with my 24-year-old toothpaste skills. Yeah. He's saying water picks, no thanks. The bidets of the mouth, I would say. Yeah, and Christy, same. I use my own toothpaste too. Like, we all have our own toothpaste preferences. We don't have to be sharing toothpaste, guys. Like, it's fine. Like, just have your own toothpaste and your own toothbrush and your own water picks or bidets of the mouth. Exactly. My dad's saying water picks are great. I know. So my dental hygienist says this as well, but you know what? I'm fine. My teeth, no cavities for like a long time. A really long time. My mom's saying I accidentally used Pete's toothbrush once and I was mortified. Right? It's like, oh God, now how do I clean my mouth from this? Okay. Yeah. Let's not stick each other's toothbrushes in our mouths. Okay? Just our own. There we go. I'm glad we came to this conclusion together today. What else is going on here? Oh, okay. Okay, what other questions do you have about fostering? So the when we met back up with the caseworker to let the girls go home, that sounded weird. When we met up with the caseworker when the girls were going home, there's another form that they fill out and give it to you that basically is like, okay, it matches the 906. They're both pink. They're the pink forms. I gave the girls the note. Now, guys, I have to say, another big thing I learned. Okay, this is lesson number 3. Lesson number 3 for us is going to be wait until after that hearing before we make requests from friends for help with items that we may need. Now, I am grateful, so grateful to everyone who jumped in right away, because I insinuated online, hey, I did not say, hey, I've got foster kids, I need help with them. I said, I'm looking for new or gently used items in these sizes for girls, and these are their likes. And that was about it on my thing. Now, people know what we're going through, and they could deduce that that's what was going on. That's what the ask was for. But people didn't just send what we were asking for or give us those donations. We started getting presents and donations of like monetary values, like gift cards and stuff, which we appreciate and 100% go to those girls. But what I learned is if they're going home, after 3 days, they're going to go home to all their stuff again, right? And unfortunately, we got a lot of those things that we had requested after they left. And now Bert and I have this horrible guilt. Well, what do we do now? Do we return it? And just let that go back as a refund to the person who sent it? Do we hold on to it for the next placements and hope that they fit into these sizes and also unicorns in the color pink? Or, do we try and send it to the girls for Christmas or something like that? So it's a good problem to have, right? We're so blessed to be so supported, and I seriously thank everybody for all that. But we feel horrible that now we have these items that didn't get to go to the girls in time. Some of them did. So if you did send things, please know that I will be reaching out, because there's just a few things that we just want to know, what do you want us to do with these things? I've already asked most of the people, but there's a couple more people I need to follow up with. So thank you if you were one of the people that helped us with just trying to get some clothes, for the girls while they stayed here. It was supposed to be a longer stay, and they didn't need it. But we did pick up a few gently used items, and we also got them a few things at the store when we got them, because they didn't come with much. They came with a backpack. DCF gives them a backpack with a few kids stuff, like crayons, scissors, which was weird, a jump rope that wasn't a very good jump rope, and then I think there was one outfit or something that's vaguely their size. It didn't fit them. These are the backpacks. Sometimes you'll see, I think, online that say, donate and it'll make a backpack for a foster kid. And just, if I was going to give anyone advice for donating, I'm not saying not to give to those, but I'm also if you know someone that's fostering, that's a much better way to help, because give them the things that they're actually asking for, in the right sizes and things. A monetary donation might go to like a very cheaply made backpack where the zippers break off right away on the first try. So now we have a broken backpack. And anyway, we ended up sending these girls home though with the clothes that we purchased for them, and then also the things that were donated to us, which I'm looking at. They went home at the same time as their brothers, and their brothers only went home with like one backpack, and each of these girls had like two full bags and going home with them. So I like, the long story is, your lesson learned is wait until after the hearing to find out if they're actually staying with you, and then do your ask. In the meantime, I'm not going to be one of those foster moms that stocks up on every single size and every gender and every style, thinking, oh, we've got whatever it needs, whatever they need for when they come here. I think it's a lot easier to just go pick up the things that you need or ask for it after you get them. Okay. Paul's asking, are we going to find all these things on eBay, Lynn? No, I don't have time for selling things on eBay. Amy suggesting that I keep it for future placements. I think some of the people that I reach out to may just say hold on to it. There are things like pajamas with unicorns, which I feel like can be pretty universal. I don't think they'll fit on me, but maybe I'll try someday. The great question, does the hearing always happen immediately? My mom is asking. So that is yes, I believe supposed to happen within a day or two of placement. So if the kids were taken on Friday afternoon, that's why the hearing was on Tuesday. So I think it's supposed to be within, 2 days. Yes, it happens right away. It just happened to take a little bit longer for us because the weekend happened. I don't think they do any court hearings on the weekends. Great. Great question, though. Oh, I'm just reading the comments about water picks that it's just a pain to switch them. I see. So you can have separate squirters, but yeah. I don't, if it's a pain in the butt to switch the squirter, I'm not going to do it. Okay, Marcus. Marcus wants pajama with unicorn. So, Marcus, just send me your address. I'll ship them off to you. No problem. I'll send them ground. Just kidding. Marcus lives in Switzerland. I don't think you can send ground transportation over the ocean. Maybe you can. What do I know, though? But Marcus, if you do get some pajamas with unicorns, let me know and we'll have like a sleepover party, even though our nights and days don't line up. We'll figure it out. All right. What other information? Okay. So outside of the whole fostering thing, I did get a new bike, which is awesome. We've been riding around the city. I'm so fast now on my bike. And I love it so much because my old bike was slow and I didn't know how slow it was until I got my fast bike. And now I just want to ride my bike everywhere. So if you see me zipping around Chicago, I'll pass you up because that's how fast I am. But I'm also, if anyone is in Chicago and wants to go on a bike ride, let me know because I will go on a ride with anybody now. I'm ready to take my bike wherever. Been riding to work, trying to get, into the habit of being a little bit more green while the weather is nice. It's not too bad of a trail to get to work either. It's just figuring out how to deal with how sweaty I am when I get there. But that's okay. I work for a sports company. We all smell a little. I'll smell a little bit. I've been saying a lot today. I apologize. I feel a little bit off my game. Tomorrow, I actually am taking the whole day off of work because I'm hosting bingo. A friend asked us to do a corporate, virtual bingo for his company. And I was like, all right, I'll do it because I've done this company before and they're really, really fun. But we have been a little out of practice for doing bingo. And I was actually kind of hoping that today I could incorporate like a little bit of live practice bingo with you guys, but I'm not ready for that. So I have the whole day off tomorrow and I'm the rest of the night tonight to make sure that my bingo game is back on and I'm ready to go. But if it goes well, and since I'll have everything ready for next week, maybe we'll do a little bit of bingo. Let me know in the comments if you'd be interested in doing like a couple rounds of bingo virtually. And if so, I got to figure out if there's something cool that I can give you guys as a prize. I think there is. I bet unicorn pajamas. Maybe not. In youth extra large or in youth large. Maybe that's what we'll give away, Marcus. If you win in bingo, you might get some unicorn pajamas. Paul, I know that's something that you would love too, since you're already looking for it on eBay from me. All right, guys, I guess I should wrap this up. Things are going well. No, we're not doing a lot of bingo for companies anymore. So if you're like, oh, Lynn does that. No, I don't want to overload my plate. I've already got a lot going on. And if we want to accept, foster kids into our family, we need to keep a pretty flexible schedule. So, no, we're not back in business for bingo, just doing special requests. Okay. Yeah. It is. Elliot's saying it'll be nice to be to my team tomorrow. Yeah, it's Elliot's the one that hired us, and because Elliot's such a good friend, of course we couldn't say no. So yeah, Elliot, we're gonna take good care of your coworkers. I've got good stuff planned, and it's just gonna be making sure everything's put together tonight for them. So don't you worry, I'll be fine. I won't say a million times. I'll only say it like 1,000. Is that it, Bert? Is there anything else I need to say? Oh, how was Brandy Carlisle? Okay, Brandy Carlisle was amazing. If you are anywhere that gets a chance to see Brandy Carlisle play live, she puts on a hell of a show, and damn, she can sing. It is amazing. And I'll do this because my dad asked. So Brandy she's like, it's been out of style for a while, but I want to bring back the 3-part harmony. And she referenced Peter, Paul, and Mary, and which kind of hit me in the heart because I don't know, I remember Peter, Paul, and Mary from when I was growing up. I was a kid. My parents would listen to them, and I think we even saw them live once. I think maybe at Ravinia, if I'm not mistaken. So she was doing a 3-part harmony with her 2 guitarists, which are 2 men that are twins, and it was their birthday. It was just a kick-ass show, and Ani DeFranco opened for her, and the whole thing was just incredible. So yes, see Brandy Carlisle if you get a chance. She's amazing. And if you haven't heard of her, listen to her on Spotify or whatever, wherever you listen to music, because it's just good music that hits you in the soul. It's really good. All right, Marcus is saying bye bangs, which is a perfect way to sign off. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and hearing our foster story. And I can't wait to tell you, the next time that we get them. And I'll stop saying now. I'm just going to sign off. I'll see you next Monday with more updates. Talk to you then. Bye.